It is now more than 2 years on from the launch of Derbyshire's biggest ever human trafficking investigation, and the success of the operation has transformed the way the force deals with this type of crime. It led to the creation of a dedicated modern slavery and human trafficking unit, equipped with the expertise, skills and contacts to make sure that everyone who is a victim is given the best possible help and support, and that prosecuting offenders is swift. The operation has a legacy that will shape that work for years, and one which came about from one simple 999 call.
The whole of this operation really came about from a very simple incident reported into the police, something totally unrelated to modern slavery and human trafficking, responded to by a local policing team. They went to several addresses and very quickly pieced together, through all the learning and all the training that they've had, very quickly pieced together a situation that didn't stack up, something that was out of the ordinary. They pieced it together, they knew something wasn't right, and they put a report into CID. So it's something very simple, just a simple report that can spin off into a huge international operation.
That international operation included 30 return flights between the UK, Latvia and The Hague, 11 arrests, 36 hours of suspect interviews, 496 pages of interview transcripts, more than 14,000 pages of evidence produced for the file case, and 28 victims saved from exploitation. It may not have happened if a concerned member of the public had not picked up the phone and called the police. And Carl hopes that one of Operation Dubrava's legacies will be encouraging more people to do the same.
It might not necessarily be a call into the police that can kickstart off something like this. It could be something that a member of the public sees, maybe somebody being exploited at a car wash. They might see somebody on the street that's down on their luck. It could be anything. There are many warning signs for victims of modern slavery. If something doesn't look right, then it probably isn't. And it doesn't hurt to pick up the phone and call the police. Nobody will ever be criticised for making a report. It could be just one phone call from a member of the public or another agency anywhere else that safeguards multiple victims and stops this criminality and other people being subjected to it in the future.
If this was organised crime as we thought we knew it, we'd do exactly the same. We would investigate it. Because when you start to look at it in detail, that all impacts upon the communities what people live in. So you've got victims within that community, and it will be throughout Derbyshire, it will be throughout the region, it will be nationally, around there. But it's around tackling that vulnerability, and it's about making people safe. There's no, we're doing it because they're from Latvia. We would do exactly the same if they were from Normanton. We would do exactly the same if they were from the north of the county. We tackle the vulnerability, and that's why we should do it. If people understood where modern slavery is, would they actually have a difference of opinion? If they knew that Christmas, people had been enslaved to process their food, that they go and buy off a shelf at several supermarkets, if they knew that a slave had done that, or somebody who had been exploited done that, would they have a difference of opinion? If they thought, when they go and have their car washed, that money wasn't going to them that actually cleaned the car, and they were living with about 10 other people in a dump, and then exploited to come back to work the next morning. And to us, policing, well, even out of policing, on a personal level, it's about understanding it, because it's not right. People need to look what's underneath, because I'm sure if they find out what was underneath, those cynics that think, why do we do it, might change their mind.
The case is also having a positive, far-reaching impact in showing other agencies just how critical joint working with other forces, both home and abroad, can be. Without the relationship between Derbyshire Constabulary and the Latvian State Police, as well as other partners such as the National Crime Agency, Operation Dubrava may not have been as successful.
Without international cooperation, I think it's impossible to fight against trafficking in human beings. As for Latvia, it's really important to see how your institutions are working with trafficking cases and to learn from your institutions and get best practice. And this is also what our anti-trafficking unit of the state police can get, your best practice, knowledge, and how police institutions in the United Kingdom works with and deals with trafficking cases. So that's why this cooperation between countries is really, really important, because it helps us, it supports us, and it facilitates our efforts to catch perpetrators and to assist victims.
Now, the team are looking to the future. Operation Dubrava proved that slavery, trafficking and exploitation is still very much alive in the UK today. It proved that it can happen to anyone, and it can be anywhere, even right in the centre of our communities. And Rick believes that the case sends a clear message to criminals and would-be exploiters that there are no borders Derbyshire Police will not cross to put them behind bars.
For a shire county to pick something up like this and show that we can go absolutely anywhere to track you down, to lock you up, to get you into our criminal justice system, to get you into our prison, we'll do it. So if there's people out there, whether that be UK-based criminality, whether that be, international-based criminality, we can come, we can go, and we can go and get you. And we've shown that that happens. There is no hiding place. There's none whatsoever. What we do need to do, though, is, are we serious about tackling that criminality? Because if we are, that's where we need to go.